Happy time zone, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Great to have you with us this Wednesday. Today we got some more Zelda 2 Randomizer Max Rando action for you with this winner's bracket round 1 matchup between the Alan Hefty and Xarnax42. Both these racers looking to get an advantage in the bracket stage. This should be a good one to watch. On track and duties today, we have Patrick, and without further ado, I'm going to shut up and leave you in the hands of our wonderful commentary team, VT Slacker and Mariah.
Thank you, Psychonaut. I want to welcome everybody to this race, and may be a little bit of deja vu as these two actually ran against each other last week in round 4, with Alan taking the win by 1 minute and 3 seconds.
It was a pretty hot race. It was a good one. So absolutely, our very, very soon after the previous race rematch here for these two. I am still getting a little situated myself, so I need a.
Yeah, thank you for jumping in.
Yeah, not a problem. Still, hold. This is all you for a moment.
Like I said, these two raced week 4, so TAH finished with a 2-2 record, Xarnax with 1-3. So the number 6 seed versus the number 11. I think the winner of this one will take on the winner of Level Engine and Bob the Elder. But of course, this is double elimination, so the loser will not be kicked out. They'll have to go through the loser's bracket. And I think we're about to get started shortly. And we're off. And yep, this is a 1 heart seed 5 starting lives. Starting with Fairy, Candle, and the Glove. No gems. So we might be in for a quick one. Starting off with what looks like a desert canyon biome. And right into Saria with the Reflect spell.
All right. Fantastic. I guess we're just looking for potentially Thunder, which is right here on Ellen's side.
Three or 6 on Xarnax's side, but once again, no gems, so probably just going for some XP.
Yeah, that's not outside of Xarnax's play. He has gone into palaces before to look for drippers, so maybe this is potentially the same type of play.
And that's 3.
We also got Trophy on the west, so Thunder are going to not be too blocked, unless, of course, we have a boulder-blocked cave that's stopping us from getting in there. I don't think we're going to have any problems with water, although it's not impossible, but it is a dry canyon biome.
And Max Rando can always Max Rando and leave something stuck where you have to go through a couple of different transitions to get to it.
Absolutely.
Pillar P-Bag Cave for TAH.
Yeah, he stepped in there and then he stepped out, and I'm thinking, wait, I don't know what he was thinking, because I'm thinking, you get the trophy over here, you have to check these caves. Oh, I didn't even notice you said this. The 1 heart start, 1 heart 0 gem. Okay, no, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, oh man, I was still getting situated.
Don't have the beeps on, so hard to tell. But yep, 1 heart, but luckily 5 lives to kind of counterbalance that. I think that was just a P-Bag on TAH's side.
Yeah. I think this is the first item cave we saw. I don't think we've seen anything yet. We just saw some palaces. We saw Rando, and we still got 4 more caves to find, and this is one of them.
Spell and Ruto, once again, one of those where it's not really necessary, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to pass up on Raru.
Yeah, I would normally be in the same mind of it's a free spell, might as well take it.
Yeah, I don't know how useful spell is going to be here, especially we know now that it's like Thunder Trophy right here on the grass tile for Alan, and that's, well, okay, I guess you're right. It could be like, let's say Spell Tower Raft to Maze Island to GP. Like, that could be a thing, I guess. We don't have a GP setting just yet.
Medicine Cave on Xarnax's side. Fun Bago Bago's already causing problems.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough cave because like you say, you've got a lot of lives. Oh, he's not going to get that kill, I don't think. But the Bago Bagos are absolutely so annoying in this cave. The rocks and the bubbles are probably... Oh, my God.
And everybody's friend, the Red Dyra.
Thankfully, the trophy is not buried in here, but I say that from the runner perspective. Maybe I should, from the audience perspective, say it's unfortunate that the trophy's not buried in there.
And we did get a hint on TAH's side that the hammer is in the east.
So we got East Hammer. Did we see? I thought we saw another hint somewhere along the way as well. I could be wrong on that. East Boots. There it is. Okay.
Patrick doing wonderful tracking today. There's the flute on Xarnax's side in Magic Cave.
So we haven't seen medicine. Well, we've seen it, but we haven't seen the item in it. We don't know Magic Container Cave either. Or no, that was Magic Container Cave. I mean, Heart Container Cave. Those are two that are still outstanding here. Yeah, and I guess just to kind of remind anyone who's watching, there is actually a mercy rule here. So within the first 30 minutes, if either runner, well, I guess it's both runners technically, but either runner can invoke the mercy rule for a reroll on the seed if they deem it to be too ridiculous or too difficult. And the other runner has to agree to that, but I don't know if we'll see a disagreement here on a seed like this. But they still have, you know, just less than 25 minutes to make that call.
So just to answer in chat, starting hearts are randomized, magic containers are not. They always start with 4 magic containers. And there's the trophy on the grass tile. I know TAH had picked that up earlier. I don't know what TAH is up to.
He is actually befriending a small child in a house, a small child. Maybe he's acting as the guardian of this child, thinking, where are your parents? I might as well just hang out here until they get back. But then he's like, all right, I got a race to go. Kid, you're on your own. That is probably semi-accurate as to what was just going on there.
Well, there's reports of a missing child from Daronia. So.
There you go. All right, so Xarnax in Heart Container Cave here. We'll get the chance to see this, and we'll still just have whatever is in Medicine Cave left behind.
And that's P2, so I think that's 1, 2, and 3 in the west. And there is Maze Island.
And there's a raft off of Maze Island, so maybe Medicine Cave raft. Maybe it's probably gonna be right here on Alan's side.
Just the one up, so that's one item down on Maze Island. So we're probably gonna have to look for the other one. And then Mido on the right for Xarnax. I didn't see it. It looked like Shield was the spell there.
Do we have a castable fairy? I don't know if it's castable at Magic 2 just yet.
I know it started at 89 at 1. I don't know about 2. Oh,
well,
yes.
This also means this is something they could use in in Medicine Cave to get past the 2 screens. Just get through, fairy through the first one, die in the second, fairy through the second one. Ah, Alan. This game's too easy.
Just as an update, they did not start with either upstab or downstab. They'll have to pick up those.
Yeah, Xarnax just picked up his, right? I guess so, yeah. We just saw him cast Fairy and Mido.
Raft to the east.
Did we get a check on the palace on Maze Island? I looked away. I did not see that if we did.
I didn't see that either. You might have.
We also didn't get Alan to go back to Rudo for Thunder, as he's confirming with the spell menu there. Oh, Xarnax.
So there is P5. And there's GP and Alan going in.
It matches his matches Zelda's dress today. Yeah, Xarnax getting a little beat up in that encounter there. Ultimately decides to up an A. Oh my god!
Oh, it's the plus and minus of a 0 gem seed. You can go in early, but you might run into that room.
He doesn't have another magic level, so even though he's got 5 containers, he still can't cast it if it's 89, so he's out.
And Xarnax trying Medicine Cave one more time.
This is definitely a fairy through the screen type of Medicine Cave. Xarnax is listening to us. In reality, though, it's like 0 gem seed, 1 heart start, gotta go. We start with the glove. We're looking for GP. Trophy Thunder right there on the west. There's like so many things that you need to keep straight in your head just immediately right off the bat. And, you know, this is, it's just a lot going on. So not remembering you have a castable fairy every time you step into a screen is something you gotta warm up to.
And is this game randomized? Because that was Medicine and Medicine Cave.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, especially since you said it was shield, and so I'm sure we're gonna go back and get that spell with only 1 heart. We also have to turn in the trophy on Xarnax's side. So I did want to point this out here. Alan not having downstab has this terrible encounter that he's kind of stuck in, and unable to cast fairy, he is just going to game over right here, right now. And he was off to GP first, but not being able to cast fairy in that first room to get through that very busy first room in GP sent him back out of GP to look for other stuff. And you know, this is where Xarnax is absolutely closing ground, grabbing the shield spell, grabbing downstab, going to have Thunder, I imagine, that Alan did not go back and pick up. And by the time he finds GP, he's going to be much better equipped, even though we haven't seen another heart just yet. There could be one lurking open on the east somewhere. There could be one buried in a palace somewhere. There could be no more left in the seed, which would be beautiful. But yes.
Trophy cave for Xarnax.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't remember what was in here. Okay.
Yeah, that's where container number 5 for Alan came from.
Yeah. Yeah, we got that boulder block cave there, but I'm going to assume that that's just a pass-through on the other side. Alan also into this encounter. What a good encounter. He's at 112. What is Xarnax at? 223. Okay.
Yeah, Alan's mostly done exploring, hasn't been doing too much combat, and of course the game over in the east.
Yeah, I guess we really haven't had any P bags. What do we see in the drop roll? Have we been getting? There was like a 50 bag. It looked like right there, possibly off the small enemy, but that's not really enough to do anything with. Have we seen anything of note, like in terms of P bags dropping?
Not that I can think of. Not even 1-up or P bag.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we've seen those P bags in the cave there. That was still only 50 though. Again, nothing that's really going to bump us up in several levels early on. It's so funny that the one thing that something that's so big that's holding Alan back is simply Magic 2. If he just had Magic 2, he'd have a castable fairy. He'd be able to get through Medicine Cave, get that medicine, and get downstab, turn medicine in for shield. And who knows? We still don't have Thunder on Xarnax's side, so we don't know if we have a castable Thunder at Magic 1 or Magic 2 at 80 Magic. That could be a thing as well, and that will be a super useful tool to have in your pocket to just cast on any given screen that you're going to probably die on.
Looks like he's going to go pick it up now.
Yeah, is Alan kind of grinding? I think he's kind of grinding out here. All right, can we cast it?
I caught a 7. I didn't see what the first number was.
I think it's 97. Funny enough, I was being dumb and looking at the bottom half of the spell book, and of course, yeah, okay.
Yeah, spells show up where the town they were picked up in, so it was at the top of the screen, not the bottom where a vanilla player would normally look for it.
Yeah, these generators still taking 2 hits at attack 1. That's just really bad to run into these encounters that have all these generators in them, especially the birds. I guess he's just looking for Magic 2 and he's going to get it, but those birds, they're not even part of a drop pool whatsoever, so you can kill all of them all day long and they're not going to drop anything.
Well, there's a 1-up from the drop pool, but with 5 starting lives, it's not really too much of a help.
It also seems kind of deep in the drop pool here, so it might not be even something to farm. Xarnax seeing P2 and then saying, looking a little bit further in, but saying no, he's going to come back on. Here he is on Maze Island.
It looks like it's a bit of a walk to find out what that palace is.
Oh, wow, yeah. Well, I mean, we know it's not GP. Xarnax doesn't, though, so he might make that walk. Alan gambled on that. Lucky for him. Yeah, I think Alan is just kind of looking around for something with a bunch of small enemies in it, trying to farm potentially a P bag, but there's been nothing so far.
Xarnax out to Magic 3.
I do wonder if Alan up there's the one bag in the drop pool looks to be 50. That's it. Again, they have just less than, they have about 14 minutes left to call for a vote on a mercy rule if they want it. I'm not sure if we have ever seen a legitimate use of this, and I say legitimate use as in like a tough seed. I've only seen rerolls done in tournament races when there was either an unbeatable seed that was discovered or a mistake was made, like someone in the past, Chroma and Jay Cooper had a race, and Chroma accidentally loaded a state from earlier on in the game through his EverDrive, and so there was a re-roll decided for that. But other than that, I've never actually seen the mercy rule invoked. And Alan, going off of history here, Alan had a double forfeit race in the Max Rando tournament in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, that was a tough one. So,
that wasn't until GP, so that was that 30-minute mark.
That's true. That's very true. But yeah, I think there's a thing. There's a thing about running in tournament races is just like you're just gonna try to bash your head against these things until you get through, because you're gonna be able to do it at some point. You might just have to grind a lot, though.
Yes, but there's also the kind of the psychological of, I don't want to tell my opponent I'm having trouble.
That's also very true. Because like I said, it takes both people to agree for the reroll. And so if someone's like, I want the reroll, and the other person's like, nah, fam, too bad. Like they might be. I mean, it's kind of like an unsaid agreement, though. It's where like your opponent's probably going to agree to that, unless it's like 20 seconds before the re-roll time is over and you're like way ahead. You might say, yeah, I don't think so, man. But I don't know. It all depends. I think it's kind of like a sportsman-like conduct to just agree to that.
And as we found out, P6 on Maze Island, thus putting P4 in the Valley of Death.
Yeah, and while I was blabbering during all of that, we do see that we have a castable Thunder on Xarnax's side. These orange Lizalfos worth 150. We did see him blow 2 of those up earlier for 300. So he might be doing a little bit of grinding here. If he can get a jar out of P6, it might just be worth jumping between P6, try to get a jar, coming back to some Lizalfo encounters, and blowing them up with Thunder real fast.
Or just, as you've been doing, just fighting them hand to hand is moving a lot quicker than what TAH was trying to do with the smaller enemies in the West.
Yeah, and that's one of the things is like when you're you're in a seed like this, or a low resource seed. This is an extremely low resource seed, but just any low resource seed, you tend to look for grind spots a little bit to just help get yourself a little your levels bumped up a little bit in the early game. Not always a factor, but it's something that you got to keep in the back of your mind. Both of our runners doing it, but just for anyone looking to jump into ridiculous max rando seeds, sometimes people are like, dude, this is so hard. How do they do it? Well, sometimes people just grind and get a few levels off of trying to find a good grind spot.
So TAH into P1, I believe.
Yeah, that's probably not an easy decision for Ellen to make because he knows where GP is at. He knows that it's not blocked behind anything. It's open. He's maybe just gambling on the fact maybe there's a heart in here. It's an easy palace to look for stuff.
Blue Zolfo's going for 300 over on Maze Island as well, so lots of XP over there.
Yeah, this is a pretty good... I didn't see how much the reds were. He killed a few reds as well, but the oranges 150, blues 300. Yeah, very nice. That would probably be a place that if I felt I needed to step back and grind, that would probably be the go-to place right now. And this is also where sometimes a player's level of combat, their combat experience, their combat skill, comes into play here, because if you're not really comfortable fighting those Lizalfos, they are a little different than fighting an Iron Knuckle, and especially it's probably a one-shot to get hit by them, so there's not a lot of space for mistakes to be made. And if you're not comfortable with fighting them, that's going to be a grind spot that's really valuable, but you're not going to be able to tap into. So something that this game really, really benefits from is having is practicing combat and knowing how to fight the different enemies that are all found all throughout the game.
Yeah, notice in chat that Xarnax left without finding the raft in the second item cave in Maze Island.
Wow.
So now both of them are in P1.
Well, we'll see if it pays off. We got a Horsehead sighting there, but we're gonna go. Oh, okay. We're gonna check. We're gonna fight Horsehead. All right. We don't know what bosses are dropping, so they might be dropping like big fat. Like this might be a 1,000-point payback from the boss drop for all we know. So otherwise, it could just be like a blue jar or something that's unexciting. Both of our runners running the same. Both of them running trackers. Both of them running the same tracker, and this, we talked about this a moment ago, where Xarnax having shield, also in the item room here. So let's see what this is first. Xarnax does not recognize that as the item room, or did he walk through it left to right and I just missed it?
No, because the full bridge was there, so either he didn't recognize it or just figured out, hey, I don't need an item.
Wow. Well, Alan does know that room. Xarnax is much more of a... He's more well versed with vanilla rooms. That's definitely not a vanilla item room. It is a community room, and yeah, sometimes we've seen that a few times this tournament where people have been thrown off by community item rooms and not looking further into them, and their item just kind of sitting right there. Now, this isn't a required item necessarily, but if it's a heart and Alan gets it, okay. I mean, I'll take that in a low resource seed. Yeah, and now that's confirmation. Xarnax definitely doesn't. Oh, here we go.
It gets helped out because it's a loop.
That's too funny. Well, I mean, if it's not going to be a heart, I don't know what else you would want to find. I mean, a magic container is going to be pretty useful. You're still very, very susceptible to damage. You don't get a second cast of Thunder. You don't yet get a second cast of Fairy. I don't know. I mean, it's helpful. Maybe on Xarnax's side, it's a little extra helpful for more shield casts, but without a lot of health, I don't know how many times you can take hits, even with the shield spell, repeatedly. So, I don't know. So Alan going behind Horsehead here.
Which he's found the item, killed Horsehead, so the only thing left would be experience points.
Yeah, maybe gambling on a dripper, maybe gambling on a P-bag, just chilling. He does need 90 more to get the next level. Okay, well here's something, the same 50 bag.
Barely ducked under that head.
Yeah.
And Xarnax NP3 with the spell turning him into Red Iron Knuckles.
That's nice. And that's going to turn any enemy into Red Iron Knuckles, so he could cast it on all of these these Mowheads, these square wave. Oh, Xarnax. You can cast it on anything. If you can get a generator to spawn a bunch of times and then throw out the spell, that's 200 points per Red Iron Knuckle in this Palace Pool. I looked away. Did Alan get that level?
I looked away as well. I was looking at Xarnax. I'm wondering if that missed raft spot is going to hurt him. He's digging into 1, 2, and 3, trying to look for the raft that's sitting right next door on Maze Island.
Yeah, another thing about Xarnax is that we have a
boots blocked.
Yeah,
Death Mountain.
It's funny, we haven't seen that until now. I don't think it was a quick check, so it's entirely possible that both of our runners have seen this earlier. But I don't remember seeing that Death Mountain, and we're 25 minutes in. It's just a cave sitting here in the west. I was gonna say it's not unlike Xarnax to do these types of digs and go. He'll make a play that you don't expect a normal player to make. Xarnax can be tricky to race against because of that. Again, we might be looking for a progression item, be thrown to the east, and not be digging palaces. And you can fully expect that Xarnax would be digging palaces, and he might find the item that is required in that seed before you do, just because of things like this. When in the case that they're not required to begin with.
Alan picking up his down stab.
Much needed at this point. Still doesn't have the medicine though, so he's gonna maybe go back in the medicine cave. It's on his tracker as undiscovered. He's actually missing medicine, heart, and magic container cave, so at least according to his tracker. No, he saw magic container cave, didn't he? No, that was Xarnax. That's the flute, yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of a big unknown from Alan's side of things, because you've left behind so many item caves on the west in this really kind of free and easy to search through western continent. And so if there was a heart over here, we know there's not, but if there were, Xarnax would be in much better shape moving forward, and Alan would be kind of stuck. Then again, I mean, the play to go find GP on a zero gem seed is sometimes also the answer.
And once again, I think that's what happened with the reason why he hasn't been to those caves is that he's been exploring and now trying to grind XP because he knows where GP is at, so let's go.
Yeah, I think the thing that possibly slipped his mind here is that Rudo was Thunder, and he still hasn't gone back to turn that in to get an easy Thunder cast, especially at Magic 3. We already know it's castable with less magic containers than 6 at that magic level. So that'll be just, that big attack on the screen that you just blow all the enemies up, and he definitely needs that to get through some of these caves a little bit more easily. Sorry, I said needs. It's not needs. He could just use it more easily. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, there's also that threat that T-Bird, even though it's not required, could still be in the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And that'll be a fun T-Bird because I'm not sure there's a life level you could get with 1 heart that's not going to be a one-shot, even with the shield spell. Maybe life 8, maybe, but that's a far grind away. And I think we'd have to have high life effectiveness as well. Don't quote me on that. It's possible that vanilla life 8 with shield spell will not be a one-shot, but it's still so far out of reach, and I just don't think so. I think it's a one-shot no matter what.
Xarnax going back into P3 did beat Rebanak, but didn't find the item just yet.
Yeah, man, it would be something if there was a heart in one of these palaces that Xarnax is digging for, because that would help him immensely, whereas Alan is unlikely going to be digging into more palaces. He dug into 1, but 1 is pretty quick. I'm not sure he's going to dig into more, especially because he knows where GP is at, and he knows he's got this raft. He knows exactly how to get to all these locations, and maybe he'll just head east once he clears out the west, looking for maybe the desert tile. We don't have boots, but they're in the east somewhere. Maybe we're looking for New Kasuto to get into there. We've got 6 magic containers now. It usually is like a thing where you're looking for just the easiest places to get to and look through. And that's not palaces. It looks like, oh no, okay, it's a little bit more expensive. Magic 4 fairy cost for Xarnax there was a little over half his magic still, so.
Alright, I think TAH is heading back east.
Yeah, still Medicine Cave uncovered, still trophy not turned in for Thunder. So I guess he might just be relying on Fairy to get him through that first room. Totally viable. Thunder is not guaranteed to kill. I think we saw a red bird in there. It's not guaranteed to kill the red bird. It might be high on health today.
Yeah, there's a red chicken knight and a fire knight. Or not a fire chicken, excuse me. So 2 of them that could stand up to a Thundercast. Yeah,
the Firebird will definitely soak up Thundercast. Those things just eat thunder for breakfast. I don't know if it's a special property that enemy has, but holy jeez, those things just absorb Thundercast, so that's definitely not, Thunder is not going to take care of those guys.
And Xarnax leaving P3, he did run into the one room where it's a glove block behind a key, which not having any key kind of held him up from going that direction.
I did see that, that's right. And very true here, our restreamers like not pointing out, we are beyond the 30-minute mark, so there is no mercy rule. Both of our runners are going to have to do this, at least, or we're going to have a double forfeit at some point 2 hours from now. I think we have an invisible Moa in Ellen's room here as well.
Nope, it was the Kingbot. He got squished on the first death there.
Oh boy. This might be where a Thundercast comes in handy.
Can you sneak under the blue knight? Just get another chicken knight.
He could stay right there. He'll bring the orange one to him. As long as he can get this, it's gonna jump. It doesn't have upstab, but it doesn't need it. Nice.
While this is going on, I think Xarnax is in P2 now.
Oof.
I think that raft is still hurting him, I think.
Yeah, that's a hell of a gamble to just not find that second item on Maze Island. That is a huge gamble, especially because, I mean, all the time you would have spent to find the item on Maze Island would have been, a fraction of the time you're looking for items in here. And if it doesn't pan out, if there's absolutely nothing in these palaces that are of use, and there doesn't have to be anything, that's a lot of time that it will be spent in this area. Oh!
I think that is required.
Wow!
I do not remember seeing any junction
Nope.
going in.
None. 3, 4 rooms in here.
Back to the west.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. I really hope Alan just goes back to his tracker and checks that medicine. He knows where Medicine Cave is at. I mean, assuming he remembers it. He did see it a little early on, but he needs, that medicine for shield is going to be so useful. You're just going to be able to take, maybe not ultra useful, because most of the things you hit in GP are going to one-shot you, but something like the Foca beams that they shoot out, you might be able to shield through those and live through one of those. He wasn't able to live through one of those from the Bluebird earlier, as he showed us at Life 3. It was a one-shot. The bots in there, the ropes in there, the Muse in there, they all hit pretty hard. But with the shield spell, you might be able to survive those small little hits, so... And we're into P3.
Guessing more XP and item hunting. Just try to find something to survive T-Bird.
Yeah, Xarnax is doing great over here with the spell red iron knuckle farming. Oh!
Yeah, but still only one heart container, so they will still hurt.
Yeah, still a one-shot from those guys, Life 5. I'm not sure if that's like a vanilla. It's really, really hard to tell how effective attack and life and whatnot are. Oh, he's bugged! He's bugged! Wow!
I did not know if you cast a spell on a kind of one-tile enemy, they go down instead of up.
Well, the thing is, as well, is that there's that weird bug. I'm sure you've encountered it. If not, you've seen people encounter it. It's like whenever like an Iron Knuckle or Foca falls off into the lava somewhere, sometimes you get this bug. It's not a rando bug. It's definitely a vanilla game bug. But it's like you kind of get stuck. You get stuck kind of in the blocking noise, and your character's also somewhat stuck. It moves very slowly. Are you familiar with that one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I think when Xarnax cast spell on the bot, turned it into the red iron knuckle, and put it into the floor like that, he got stuck in that same way. He was moving very, very slowly. What a combo!
And of course, the iron knuckles don't have that blocking mechanism where you could stab them from up top and drop their shield. So he was even stuck that way. He couldn't get the XP off of it.
Well, there's a key. I don't know if he's going to try to save that and go back into 3. Also grabbing Magic 5 there. We'll see if that brings down the cost of Fairy. Life 6 wasn't too far behind Magic 5, so he had his choices there.
This gets into the leveling strategy. You know you're going to have to use Fairy a lot. You have Thunder sitting there possible. So sometimes you up your magic because you know you're going to have to use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I forgot to point this out earlier. I think in the large enemy drop pool, we did see a 150 experience P bag. So that, again, I think is pretty deep in the drop pool. Probably not able to rely on that too frequently, especially because large enemies just, they don't respawn in the same way that small enemies do.
And also you have large enemies that are already dropping 200, 150, 300. So
very true.
It kind of balances out anyway.
Oh, Xarnax in a room he did not have to take that death in. So that he looked at that, I think he thought he needed Fairy to get across there, but you could drop down to the lower level and there's a glove block on both sides, as he showed us on the side that they entered in. It's the same on the other side, and you could just cut your way through the blocks and get through that room. So he was on his last life, and as he paused right as he was going into the lava Terminator 2 style, and realized he had 0 lives and up and 8 out of there. He didn't have to do that.
Or if you're very skilled, you can pogo off of a generator and get across. I've pulled that one off before.
That's true. I don't know if the Bogos are good for that, though. Usually you need the raw heads or the Mao heads, the sine wave and square wave heads. But that's also still a very tricky thing to do. We didn't see the item in 3. This is the one with the glove block, elevator. Okay.
And that's where I think Xarnax is back in to get through that room to try to find the item in here.
Yeah, I don't think that was too deep in here. Could be at the bottom of this elevator.
Yep,
it is.
Here.
This could be a tough room if there's another fast bubble on the other side, or it could be a MOA. All right. A lot of the Death Mountain repurposed rooms, they're not that tough. But that's one of the rooms that was repurposed for palaces. It's a Death Mountain room originally, and it is definitely a tougher room with just a few enemies.
Well, that's because it has added enemies, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. Well, some of them, like there's the incline and decline rooms from Death Mountain, and for some reason in Death Mountain they're packed with enemies, but in palaces, I guess for some reason in palaces they're not packed with enemies. There's like 2 enemies in each of them, and I'm thinking to myself, there should be like 5 enemies in here.
Yeah, but that lava room is only 1 enemy in Death Mountain.
Yeah.
Not 2 bubbles ready to knock you into the lava.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, X. Luckily, this is not one of the rooms that has the despawning item issue. Oh, no. Here we go. Alan is back here. Well,
I think that should take out any item location Xarnax could get, other than that one on Maze Island.
Yeah, and now this might give you that sinking feeling, like, oh my god, I left the one item behind the Maze Island, and it was it. It was the item I needed. Well, he hasn't. Well, no. Did he get the item out of 2? And I don't think he got the item out of 6. Yeah, according to his tracker, 2 and 6 items are still outstanding. So I don't know. I don't know if you go back into 2 at this point. If he's going to go to 6 on Maze Island, he might as well just find the other item sitting there in the open before he even thinks about digging 6. I mean, Xarnax is about some gambles and tricky plays, but I don't think you go back to Maze Island and decide to dig 6 before the second item that's just sitting there.
He's heading back into P1, or?
Yeah, that was weird. I think that was let me double check my tracker and then turn around and say, nope, I got the item out of here.
So now it would be P2. Alan picking up his shield spell.
Well, I guess a particular mindset you could have in this is that you know your skill level, you know your opponent's skill level for the most part, and at this point, you have the choice of going to find GP and probably banging your head against it. You're thinking to yourself that if this was an easy GP, that this is probably over. And if it's not over now, I might as well just take my time and clear everything trying to find useful stuff. Because it seems like, if you're just kind of predicting what your opponent may be doing, it just seems like this should be over already if it were easy. And it's not over, so this is probably not easy. So I'm going to just exhaust all my item locations trying to find another heart.
Which we haven't found yet, so are there any?
Wow, the item was right here in P2.
And another payback. At least 200 this time.
Yeah, at least this one's 200.
Which Xarnax immediately up in A's and gets rid of anyway.
So yeah, at this point, I don't know where Xarnax is headed to. Maybe he thinks he found both items on Maze Island. Maybe that's been the thing. Maybe that's been a mistake. Yeah.
Once again, we have his tracker though, so he doesn't have it marked. So.
That's true. Oh, he doesn't. Yeah, I guess that's very true. That's very true. That does not have either one of those marked. And he's just gonna explore Jump Cave here. Yeah, like you say, his tracker's got everything on the west filled out. And here comes Alan back to the east. Very likely going to just be jumping into GP here, but it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. I think Alan is at attack 3, and yeah, he is, and he's going to be doing an attack 3 Thunderbird with 1 heart. It's going to be a one-shot type of setup here. We don't know how effective attack is today, so we don't really know how many hits this is going to be.
Yeah, how confident are you on a clean T-Bird fight at attack 3?
I think at a minimum it's going to be 32, if not, like, you know, anywhere between 32 to 64 hits is probably an estimate there. That's a big range, but that's probably what we're looking at. And even if you're someone who can get like 4 hits in one direction and 3 hits in another, that's 7 per full back and forth pendulum. That's still, even at 32 hits, it's still 5 of those, right? You still, well, it's 4.5, but geez, this is I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't envy our runners at this point. To be fair though, this, you know, I could have some fun with this seed, I think. There it is. There's the MOA. That's the MOA.
Okay, there. Yep, you're right.
So he's got even more crap to deal with in here. I don't know. I think I'd be shielding just because you can't even take a hit here.
Well, and that's the other part, though, is you can't really take a hit. It just gets to the point where it's like, I'm just going to go. If it hits me, it hits me.
And like, this is an up and A situation right here because he's wasted all of his... Oh, okay. He can't even pop it with 1 hit on attack 3. It almost looked like 2 hits. It looks like he almost hit it, and then he got a down stab as he kind of pushed through it. So it might have been 2 hits. Doesn't even pop it at attack 3. But yeah, I mean, this is a game over right here, but this was definitely going to be an up and A situation, I think, previous to that point. You kind of want to make it through these first 2 rooms cleanly because you know that 3rd room has birds in it, you know, and you're going to have to deal with that nonsense. So if you're wasting too many resources in these first 2 rooms, which aren't too difficult to get through, this first one is completely negated with the fairy spell, and the second one, not too bad as long as you can avoid the invisible boa you can't see, and of course, hit that King Bot as it comes down, and then you're into the difficult bird room. Ouch.
Even a 1-shot from a rope.
Yeah, that's where we should be shielding in just these little, because anything, if the breeze blows the wrong way in GP, you die. Oh, I think he got hit by the MOA there, and it helped him iframe through that. Yeah, we sit here in our comfortable commentary booth, but just to be fair, like, I don't know, if I had a few extra resources, he did have a castable thunder, I think, as he walked into this room. It might have been worth trying to just, see, I don't know, maybe I would have saved it.
Yeah, you have to save it because you got T-Bird coming up.
Well,
pretty much if you cast Thunder, you're pretty much saying, okay, I'm coughing up a life just to get past this room.
That's fine. I would probably save it to clear the room of, well, does Thunder clear the room of beams? Actually, I don't think it does.
Yes.
Does it? Okay.
I do remember that Thunder does clear projectiles.
Yeah, it clears fire and other stuff, but I don't know if it clears beams. I don't know why I'm blanking on that. Like, it should clear everything, but there's something it doesn't clear. if anything, Thunder could be used as a knockback for that blue bird if it gets too close.
And just looking at chat real quick, I don't know the answer to that question because we've only had a double forfeit once before. So I don't know what would happen.
Yeah, in a double elimination bracket from the upper bracket, who knows? Who knows? That's never happened. The double forfeit that's happened in the past was in the lower bracket, and both runners were eliminated from the tournament, and the next opponent they would have had got a bye on that race. So in the upper bracket, I actually have no idea.
Well, we'd have to ask TAH, the person running right now.
Yeah, let's just stop him and ask him in the race room. Hey guys, this seed looks pretty tough. If you both forfeit, what happens? So is this P6 that we're in on Xarnax's side?
If he jumped into the one on Maze Island, then yes.
Well, it's not 3, and we've got Doom Knockers and Armored Staphos, which is the 3-4-6 pool. So, yeah, well, I think we're in 6 here.
Which, once again, why did he go into 6 and not get the item in Maze Island? But once again, I've missed items, I've missed caves before, so I can't judge.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like all we can do is just kind of assume and predict from our perspective. And again, I think I'm going to have to say with this 6 play, I'm going to have to say that Xarnax is just looking for everything. Anything that may be out there, if there's another heart, he's looking for it. He's probably saying, look, Alan, if you get the GP and you can do it, good on you, brother. I'm going to go look for resources and see what I can find.
Well, he almost jumped in the lava looking for Barba, missing.
He's going for the jumpless jackhammer. He's trying to show off on this fight. This is Xarnax. It's because we don't have good Barba timing coming up out of the pit. So Xarnax just does he kind of does the gamble as he shoots off one of the pit edges, one of the sides, and he. That's true as well. Patrick pointing out that getting better experience in palaces here. And there's always the gamble on drippers. We saw the drippers. They were blue. At least in the 3-4-6 pool, they were armored Staphos, which were only worth 50. Whatever they're worth in the 1-2-5 pool is unknown. But at this stage, though, even 700 off Barba only is getting him to, less than half of what he needs for this next level. 4, 5, 6 is probably we're probably going to end up, especially with no other P bags in the drop pool. Really, I guess he could find some of those red iron knuckles along the way that might help bump him up. He's going to need at least 5 of them, though. Or I guess he just casts spell a lot, so that's a thing.
All right, we're a T-Bird with just the one life.
Yeah, this is what this is going to be. This is what this is going to be. Not even shielding either. I'm not sure. At life 4, it's not even worth it. He might as well just save his magic, assuming he can get through this Thunderbird. Although if he gets through it at this point, it's probably just going to be an up and A.
Lurch in chat saying he tried shield and it didn't work. So
okay, yeah, I would at life 4. I wouldn't expect it to. Even like 6 is going to be probably a no-go. Thunderbird, for anyone who's not played the game and gotten to Thunderbird, Thunderbird always hits like an absolute truck by design.
Is.
I didn't want to say anything because I'm looking at it. I'm like, he's doing pretty good, and I didn't want to say that. And then I just start watching him in silence, and there it is. Just the look. The commentator look was enough to give him the curse.
Well, I was silent too. I was watching him, trying to pay attention to Xarnax will, but it's eyes glued on that fight.
Yeah, we got a lot of 6 to look through for an item potentially here. Oh, you know, the funny thing, we talk about needing a key for this room. This is the same room that glove blocked Xarnax. There's a 50-50 red jar in the statue head there, which would have gotten rid of the door for him. So he didn't actually need a key. I don't know. I didn't think about that way earlier.
Well, isn't that the doors on the side so it blocks off that 50-50 jar? I thought.
No. There's only the door's on the left and the statue head is on the right.
Okay.
Yeah, so one-sided statue head, which is why you know that there's the glove block to the left-hand side. But the there it is, right on Xarnax's side.
Okay. See, I'm so used to that head on the other side having the jar, and of course, the trick of using that side to unlock a key.
Yeah, and that might even be why Xarnax didn't even try, because again, much more familiar with vanilla rooms, which is the vanilla room behavior that the jar is on the left-hand side. Okay, Alan gets both of the birds up in the first emoji face and is able to make it to Thunderbird with 2 lives in reserve this time. Xarnax trying to score it big there, but got gangbanged by his spell Red Iron Knuckle friends. That was $600 waiting for him. That would have been enough to get him to level. Wow. Oh, dude, he's got him in the floor again. You can do this, but he's gonna have to take damage. He's got a shield and probably take damage. That is unfortunate. Still more junctions here in this P6. No item sighting just yet. He's also got no lives in reserve. He's 124 experience away from a level.
Oh, and there's the fireball in the corner.
I looked, dude. I was like, how's Alan doing? Oh man, this is going to catch anybody. It doesn't matter. Like Alan may not be like the best Thunderbird fighter. He might not be the best person to fight Thunderbird, but it doesn't really matter. Like the fire is going to catch you in places. This fight's going to go on for long enough to where fire is going to be on the screen for long enough to where you're probably going to run into a lot of instances where you're just going to get caught by it, and you're just going to get caught by it. It's a one shot every time. You just kind of gotta, settle up and settle in, and just expect that to happen, and keep trying again and again and again.
So Xarnax has found a Mew that's dropping, I think, 20 XP on regular kill, and then a 150 P bag.
Nice. Yeah, opting not for attack 5, but for life 7 instead there. Although, with what we know with this Force Thunderbird, the attack 5 might have been the better play this time around. He got I was going to say he got so much experience last time he went in here, but 700 of that was thanks to Barba. And I guess he missed out on a few spell Red Iron Knuckle kills, so he might be able to just find another 2100 in here just looking for the item. Ellen!
Of course, he doesn't know that T-Bird is required.
Yeah.
So attack force could be just good enough to get through GP since you don't do much fighting.
I mean, are we taking bets on what's going to be here in 6? Is it just going to be another? It's going to be another P bag. Is it? It's going to be a P bag, or what up?
No, I'm going for the P bag. It's all P bags.
We have, what do we have? We've got everything but the desert tile on the east. We know the boots are in the east. And was something else in the east?
Yeah, we've seen desert tile.
Hammer.
I know that. Oh, yeah, hammer's in the east.
Okay, so we've got 2 out of the remaining 5 locations accounted for. We have 3 left then. And we have, do we have the spell out of Darunia today? I don't remember what positions we had. Okay, we do. Okay, so that's no child out there. So then we have Magic Key, we have Cross, and
there's still magic containers out there.
Oh, that's right, magic containers. Right. So between the 3 palaces, and we're about to see one of those 3 here in 6, because there's only 2 left on the east. Out of those 2 palaces, this one that Xarnax is in, 2 containers, 2 items. We're only gonna have one. We're only gonna have one location. Oh, Death Mountain. Death Mountain didn't even count for that. So there might be something in DM, but we're definitely running out of places for hearts to be.
But that would still leave 3 locations we haven't accounted for. That only puts us up to 4 hearts max.
Yeah, I think Xarnax would be fine. Life 7, 4 hearts. I think he'd be fine at probably 2 hearts. I mean, he might be fine at 1 heart, but he's gonna feel a lot better if he had double the health. All right, all eyes on Alan. I find it interesting that a lot of the time, like, Xarnax is not just like precasting shield as he comes into these rooms. I guess he can take an extra hit now that Red Staffles did not kill him outright, but still, I'm like, every room is almost like a shield guarantee cast for me. I will say that Ellen is he's doing better at GP because he's making it here with he had 3 lives in reserve this time. And that's one of those things that's going to be, Xarnax does have more resources in terms of levels, but, if it's a tough GP after this point, well...
Yeah, because we've only been through, 3? 4?
Yeah. I was going to say that because Alan's getting better at these first few rooms, that he's making it to Thunderbird with more resources, that even if Xarnax catches up here, and isn't able to find another heart or anything like that, if he catches up to Alan, even with his better resources, he still might be taking a lot of damage before he gets to Thunderbird. He might be wasting a few lives before he gets to Thunderbird. And Alan kind of has that down at this point. And that's that practice that you get even in these tougher rooms, even though it's just 3 rooms in that he has to go through. You get that practice in those rooms, and you get better at them and use less resources as you go through. Oh my god, it is the hour mark. Wow.
Happy 1 hour, everybody.
I can't believe it. I had a dead disappointment this morning, and they got done early. I come in, there's 6 minutes left before this race begins. I'm like, oh, this race is about to start. And I was like, I just got home, and I don't know what I signed up for here, I guess it's good that you didn't have to do this solo,
yes,
though.
I was about to say, thank you for showing up.
No. This 6 sure has given Xarnax the business as well. Where is this item, man? I think Xarnax, it is not beyond Xarnax to start drawing out maps. So we might see a P6 map from Xarnax here in the future. Okay, yeah, we did not go this way. This is where he did get his life level up last time, killing the Mew, and he fought this guy. He didn't go left here, though. At least I don't think he did. Oh, this is an elevator, though. Maybe we did.
And Alan is out of GP.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. Assuming Attack 4 is better than Attack 3. It doesn't have to be necessarily. It could be just it could be almost as poor as Attack 3 is. Yeah, another attack level probably is the goal here, especially because just the 1 heart is essentially a 1-shot.
Or possibly trying to find another heart somewhere.
Getting trucked by a MOA right just steps from the edge of the screen there. Also not shielding in here, even though he knows there's invisible... Oh, he's just going to thunder it. That's not a bad play. Xarnax finding another dead end here. Might have been the same one he found in the past.
tile, but no boots.
We also see the River Devil on the bridge right there, blocking Alan. So he's got to take this cave. No flute just yet. Oh, no flute because he didn't find Magic Container Cave on the west.
You mean the River Devil actually is doing something?
Only because Alan didn't find the required items. Xarnax out of 6? What happened?
Yeah, I didn't see him pick up the item, and he doesn't have it marked, so...
Yeah.
Maybe finally finding that other item tile?
I mean, that's absolutely what he needs. And when he sees that, I really don't know how good he's going to feel about that. Again, he could just be just exhaustively clearing items in such a low resource seed.
And there's the boots.
Okay, well, River Devil now negated.
And maybe a hard container on the water tile?
I think you're hoping for too much here. So this is while Alan was part of that double forfeit in 2021, that wasn't a 1 heart seed, if I'm not mistaken. It was just a low resource seed, but I think they had 2, maybe 3 hearts. It was just a tough GP. However, Alan and I did end up. Did he come back to the? Did not check the water tile?
No.
Okay.
Xarnax finally got his raft.
All right, 64 minutes. Xarnax sees the east for the first time. I was going to say that Alan and I had a 1 heart container seed in the last Max Rando tournament, which was a lot of fun, I will say.
And Xarnax going into GP for the first time. 1 hour and 4 minutes later.
Getting the life spell out of old Kasuto here. Not sure that's... Or did we start with that? Did I miss... No, we
No,
just
we
life
didn't
spell.
start with that.
Oh, the shield spell is very close to the original pink. It's like a very light orange, it looks like. Or a peach, you might say.
The spell
Perfect.
changed it, turned him into Red Foca.
Absolutely perfect. Yeah, so anyone who's not familiar, we do use a flag in the Max Rando flag set that does shuffle or randomize what the spell enemy is going to be in palaces, and or just anywhere. And so in standard palaces, they're red iron knuckles, and in GP, they're going to be red Foca.
There's the hammer on the water tile.
I wonder if we're going to go back and check Spec Rock and Hammer Cave in DM. Although, I don't know if Alan... I think both of our runners have seen that.
Yes, both of them did see
Okay.
1 cave to Death Mountain.
Especially, boots. Yeah, boots were required, and now with the hammer, we can do the full clear at DM if we want to. Okay, so that is a very cheap cast for Xarnax Magic 5. It looks like it's about 32, but it could be like 33, 34 based on it. It could be like 30, 31 or something. Could be 3 casts. I think we're hoping for 3 casts, but it might just be 2.
31, so...
Perfect.
But that kind of only helps for the first 2 rooms, not for this room coming up.
Yeah, see Xarnax there, life 7 shielding and able to take some hits there from those bots that come out of the King bot.
I think TAH found Naburu boots blocked.
Oh, nice.
Tucked up in under next to a mountain range.
Is that going to be jump?
I didn't see the spell, and he didn't go to get it.
Okay. Oh, dash. Okay. So then does that leave New Kasuto as jump then? Yeah, dash probably not too useful. Anything you touch is death. Wow, life 7 shielded. We're taking 2 beams. We're just swap. Oh, there's third one. Third one's going to kill us, though.
Found sunken P-Bag Cave. Do we have another shot at a heart container?
Hopefully Alan does not get clipped by that lever that he left behind. That thing's going to just appear in midair on some of those sunken spots. Well, we can see the MOA now in the second room of GP, and any subsequent MOAs that may be found.
So that just leaves Death Mountain and New Kasuto as the only spots left, correct?
And whatever's in 6, I guess. And 6, yeah, 6 and the 2 palaces.
4, 5, 6, yeah. I've gotten to the part where I'm cheering for a heart container.
Yeah, you know, at 68 minutes in, it's like, all right, they can have a heart. Fine. Well, here we go. DM checks. Okay. Now, I was just about to speak about Xarnax because Xarnax, he did just take the hit there and take the death, but Xarnax does have his name up on the vanilla category that is known as 131, where you have to beat the entire vanilla game on attack 1, magic 3, and life 1. And so, you know, if anyone can do a Thunderbird like this, you know, it's going to be Xarnax. Although I think it's, I don't know how many hearts they have in the 131 category. So if they have all the hearts, I don't think they do, but if they have all the hearts, then it's probably a 2-shot at life 1. But I'm not sure about that. That is very true. Patrick pointing out that he did come into this room injured, and with the shield cast, he might be able to survive. We don't know the effectiveness of life from our perspective. Did we not get a hammer cape check on Alan's side?
No, just did spec rock and bounced out.
Okay, he still doesn't. Oh, wait. Oh no, he still doesn't. He still has not gone into Magic Container Cave either. We know it's the flute, but he does not know that. Well, are we going to commentator curse Xarnax? It's close. Bad fire pattern. Oh my god. Okay.
He dodged a few fire patterns in that left corner.
Wow, very nice.
I did not want to say anything until it was over.
Easy T-Bird. Here we go, baby. Let's see if Darklink is at the next elevator headed up. There is an elevator in this room. Darklink could be right here. Alan may have been able to finish this, I don't know, 40 minutes ago. Attack 3 Thunderbird is not looking like it was fun, though, so. Yeah, Alan grabbing upstab. Maybe we'll have an upstab block.
The elevator there, but that blue chicken knight is not going to let him in.
Yeah, I think that was unshielded. He took a beam previous there, so he's got life is somewhat beefy. That's what this seed needs, is an upstab block.
Got a couple of different options. Still had the right upstairs and then the left down here at the bottom of the elevator.
Yeah, and that right upstairs is to another elevator, so it could be Darklink, could be another junction, could be a dead end. We do have dead end elevator rooms that, yes, we have dead end elevator rooms that come from the bottom. So you could go up into one. Very true. Chat pointing out that Xarnax, Alan might be thinking that, Xarnax should have been done by now, and he's not, so maybe there's more past Thunderbird, and he's grabbing up step. I mean, it's, at this point, I think even if I was in this situation, I might just grab it, because I would not want to have to come back to these places. So that's that. I mean, I don't know. I think we're losing our sanity as runners at this point. I think either one of them would willingly just accept the defeat for a seed like this, as long as you could stick it out for the 73, almost 73 minutes we've been here already. You know, that's just something to put on your resume.
Yeah, I would definitely do a dot forfeit once my opponent finished. But no dot done yet, so we keep going.
All right, so we've seen desert tile, water tile. Did we find New Kasuto?
I've not seen New Kasuto yet.
Okay. Well, I believe we have a vanilla-like. I haven't given a lot of thought. I haven't paid a lot of attention to the biome we're in. I'm pretty sure it's a vanilla-like, though. I guess we really haven't got a good look at it until just now when Alan was walking around it. All right, and Xarnax about to further explore this GP. I hope it's deep. I hope it's deep because at these levels that Xarnax has got, he's definitely going to be able to do it. I think Alan's going to pick up a few levels here as well, simply because he only needs 720. He's still at the lower levels here. They don't cost too much to get, and so I think he's still going to get a few levels. He's doing grind strats here.
Just to answer chat, no, we have not seen Three-Eyed Rock because TAH doesn't have the flute.
Yeah, did we even see it to begin with?
Again, I've been mainly paying attention to Xarnax's side to see if we hit Dark Link, so I've not even seen if we've eyeballed.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I mean, this flag set doesn't have to have it on the east, so that's another thing that's randomized for anyone watching. We don't have to have a Three-Eyed Rock on our east today. Same thing with the New Kasuto, like the forest tile that will block something. That is a 50-50 on whether it's going to exist on this continent. It doesn't have to exist, but the fact that we're missing New Kasuto, it's either hiding somewhere that's just kind of tucked away, or it might be buried under one of those two spots.
Just come up an elevator and have a blue knight say, uh-oh, never mind.
Yep.
And I'm assuming he doesn't know how to get through that.
He's thinking about going to find Darunia. He's like, oh my god, but he's got two other ways to go. But then again, coming back to what Chad was saying, where now he has seen that, and now he's thinking maybe this is why Alan's not done. Maybe he's not done because it's an upstab block. He's out getting upstab, and now I need to go do the same. But still gambling here. I mean, these seeds, at this point in time, like these types of seeds, when they go on this long, you really just have no idea what's going on. I mean, it's impossible to know what's happening other than your opponent's not done. That's all that you can discern from this because it's been so ridiculous. There's been nothing to find. You've spent so much time, from Xarnax's perspective, spent so much time in palaces looking for items that didn't exist, that there was nothing there to begin with. And it's still not done, and now you're going to talk yourself into something. You know, it's too easy to talk yourself into some craziness that might be happening, but you also might be completely numb to the situation as well, just like, whatever, I'm just going to explore these and go. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll take the L. It's no big deal.
And this is a double elimination tournament, so loser will not be out of the tournament, so it's not as much pressure as, let's say, if it was a winner go home match.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alan back into GP here with attack 4. He did get his attack level, so we'll see if he has an easier time. Xarnax given a hug to the man in the orange jumpsuit. No touching, no touching. We're going to go left. We are going to go left. Okay.
I think that upstab block was from going to the top right.
Yeah.
And a dead end.
Oh! Again, Xarnax's lack of familiarity with some of the community rooms is going to catch. We've seen a few people caught by this room in this tournament already. It's this is definitely one of those rooms that is not like deceptive. It's not. It doesn't look like another room whatsoever. So it's like once you learn that that's a dead end, you should always. You can't confuse it with another room. All right, so Alan may have lost a little bit of his touch here out in the world, getting a little beat up in this emoji room. I mean, I guess you get beat up in here regardless. It's a one-shot for him still and most of these things.
Yeah, but it does have upstab now at his disposal.
Oh no, is the bluebird coming? Is the blue... It might be just worth a room reset at that point. Yeah, they've been getting pretty lucky, though. They've just been cruising over this blue bird. He has not come down to say hi, and sometimes the orange one even gets stuck up there with them. And, like it's about to happen now. And they've really had, like, I don't want to say an easy time, but just, it could have been much more trolly and difficult. This is a good strategy, though. Just get him to jump, and then you go. It would be different if the other emoji was packed with some nonsense. Well, we do have the hard upstab block in the pool today. Even if Xarnax knew the trick for the other one, he might not be able to get through one of those from the... He won't be able to get through that previous one from the bottom. Alan may have lost a few too many lives here in this room. And Xarnax about to...
I think there's an invisible Moa.
Yeah. As I say, he's about to hit an elevator. This is another one of those waffle rooms with the elevator on the right side. Luckily, though, it's like the Moas on the east, they hit like trucks, but Moas in GP tickle. I mean, you only have one heart, so a tickle will get you killed, but...
Yeah, and I believe they only take one hit most times.
Yes.
And of course, if they're invisible, that makes it a lot more difficult.
Yeah, Xarnax taking the death there. What did we have? We had that junction we had just seen, and it was a left and a right. And he went right, and it was that emoji. It was the waffle room, and then the left we had not seen yet. So we still have choices. We still have several choices available, which I approve of. I like that it's only round one, and both of our runners are having to work to the extreme for this win.
Max Rando's gonna Max Rando.
Let's hope the rest of the tournament is similar to this for runners that will appreciate such seeds. Yeah, I think Alan only came into Thunderbird's room with just one life to use there, so it's a game over for him now. Oh no, Xarnax, just thunder! Or I guess you could... Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you still got that blue chicken knight that can eat a thunder.
Yeah, now whenever I say that, it is more about pushing them back and kind of stunning them and then trying to get some distance away from them. But, well, have we tried yet? I'm always a little fuzzy on Thunder. Thunder's effectiveness, I think, is controlled by one of your stats, either magic or attack.
That part I don't know either.
I've always been very foggy on that detail because I'm pretty sure that if you get Thunder very early on, you might not be able to kill certain things, but later on as you level up, then Thunder will be able to one-shot those things. I could be completely wrong, though. Do not quote me. This is something I'm very unfamiliar with. Is this Z2R's equivalent of Z1R's random percent? Not entirely. A lot of our flags don't have a random setting to them. They're either on or off. We only have a few random settings, like, you know, in comparison to how many settings we actually have in the randomizer itself. Only a handful of them can truly be random. So it's not exactly the same, but it does produce somewhat of a similar result in the Z2R world, yeah. See, now here's where Alan could cast Thunder and knock that Bluebird back. Xarnax off to this right again. He died in this direction the first time, right? He never came back this way.
Correct.
These bubbles, dude, Jesus.
With how hard they're hitting, yeah.
Again, yeah, those just everything, things that you're so used to in the outside world and in palaces, like bubbles, bots, mews, ropes. Ropes are the fire-breathing piranha chomper guys. GP, while the enemies look similar, they are definitely different. They take a lot more hits. They do a lot more damage. Yeah, everything just hits so hard in GP. I always say that this palace, the final palace, is the boss itself, and it's not really the bosses within the palace. Today, however, Thunderbird did put up a good fight.
A couple more directions to check.
Oh, right. No, we did see this before. He went right and he died over there. I forgot that left of that one junction was just a dead end. But we have more junctions now, so yay.
You have to think with that many junctions, one of them might end up just being Dark Link right afterwards.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. We saw the elevator up into an upstab block. We saw Xarnax died in the waffle, right? We never saw the other up elevator to the right from the previous junction. And then he went left, and here we are at another junction. Oh, okay. This looks like a loop. Okay. Oh. Upstep block?
The upstep block he could never get past. Forgot about that room.
Oh, no, not yet. He's got this right. He's got this right over here. He's got to get through this waffle, this double waffle, elevator up, and we'll see what that is. That's right. Although I just hope it's another upstep block, really. Alan having a hell of a time getting back to this Thunderbird fight to give it some good attempts. This emoji room is just not... This is what I was just talking about. Maybe I commentator cursed it when I was talking about how they were having such good luck in this room previous to this point, but now Alan is having nothing but bad luck in here. Looks like we continue on.
Yeah, but I think Xarnax was having it where the Bird Knights would jump again up into the eye of the smiling emoji to kind of hold him up for just one more second.
Oh, okay. Oh, Xarnax, potential block here. There's an elevator down in the middle, but on the right-hand side, he's going to need jump or upstab to get through the upstab block. It's a mirrored room. What we're seeing now on his side is got on the other side as well. You need jump or upstab to break it from the bottom. So if this is not a path that leads anywhere going down, then it's going to definitely be an upstep block then. Oh! We continue. Alan Heffley has more time. We never saw a new Kasuto sighting, and that's where we assume that, I believe we've determined that jump is there, but we never saw it, so neither one of our runners have it, although Alan Heffley does have upstab. This is a phenomenal GP on 1 heart. This could be a tough room for Xarnax here. There's 3 potential enemies. 2 of them are nothing. 1 of them could be a bird. We're only so lucky to be blessed with this.
Oh, once again, fireball in the corner.
Oh my god. Alright, is this pass-through going to be our answer on Xarnax's side? It's another downstab room. It's got an elevator, though, so we'll see where it goes. We're running out of rooms at this point. Oh my god! Is this going to be a loop into itself? This would be beautiful if this were a loop into itself. It's not. Well, not yet, at least. Dude, Xarnax slid right underneath the bottom of that orange chicken there. My god.
You get enough practice.
Oh!
Another dead end.
There it is!
Back we go.
We got 1 left to check, and then it's down. Then it's upstab blocks. Who hurt me? No, this is great. Because this is a rematch, and Xarnax had lost the previous one by just a minute, or 63 seconds or something, and it was so close that this is like this is his race to lose at this point. Assuming it's not an upstab block, but even if it is, Alan still has to get through Thunderbird at attack 4 with a 1-shot. So I think Xarnax is still. Oh! Okay. This is a loop into the downstab block that goes into the waffle. So we do have an upstab / jump block. This is what my money's on. Yeah, I'm going to say this is going to loop us back to that first junction after Thunderbird.
Because there could be a situation where we figure out the upstab block. Xarnax got to go back, but Alan beats Thunderbird and finds Darklink behind that upstab block. So
very true. And Xarnax still has to find Darunia, and that was not just next door. That was somewhere down south. So here's the thing, he might take a hit from this bubble that's flying around, and that's going to kill him, possibly. And okay, he's going to get confirmation. Yes!
And he's out.
Wow, 90 minutes in, out looking for upstab. Holy jeez. Again, jump will do just fine, but if you don't want to get trolled by any of the other number of upstab rooms that are currently in this palace, if they show up again, you're probably just going to go look for upstab. Oh, okay. Well, geez. Never mind. Not as suspenseful. I thought we had to do a few shenanigans to get there. In this case, sir, no, we do not wish this was downstab. We definitely need this to be upstab. What we need here, though, is for Alan to finish this off right now, and then for both of them to be exploring GP. Although Xarnax has some really good information and better resources, so Alan would probably have to take a game over before he could make it progress as far as Xarnax been in. Because that last remaining upstab block on Xarnax's side that we had seen is kind of deep in the palace here.
And just to answer chat, this is part of Max Rando. One of the randomizations is how many lives you start with. How many heart containers, which this one rolled 1, and the max seems to be 1 as well.
Yeah, we only had just a few locations left, and were for a heart to be, but it's entirely possible that there's not another single heart out there at all. All right, so both our runners in the same room, although Xarnax back with his needed upstab, better resources, not more spells. I don't know if the life spell is going to be all that handy, though, for Alan. That King Bot is in such a terrible spot. What you could do, though, is just spawn it and then go back to the right, and it'll fall into the lava, most likely. It might not. It might continue to chase you, but it's probably going to fall in the lava. You just have to hope that that invisible Moa doesn't catch you. But I guess on Alan's side, he has the cross, so no big deal.
And both of them are stuck in the emoji room right now.
Ghost Dunk, your wish may be granted in the future. That's all we'll say about that. All right, Alan back into Thunderbird here. He's got to get this. He's got to get this, or this is definitely going to be Xarnax far out into the lead here. You know, it's too bad we don't have to fight Thunderbird every single time. No, that is not a flag I would ever advocate for, ever. When you run into seeds like this, you would never want to fight him again. He's tough enough. He's tough enough as it is. So does Xarnax remember the way back there?
Yeah, because I had forgotten which way.
Yeah, it's going to be right here, and then at the next junction... At the next junction is right again?
No, I do remember it being at the top of an elevator. Because he had a blue chicken knight waiting for him up there.
No, that's the loop. We got to go back to the T room. It's a T junction with the glove with the blocks on the left hand side and the right hand side that are separate.
Okay, that room. Okay, yes, now I remember which one you're talking about.
Yeah, when we saw the loop last time, because Xarnax just confirmed that the last time he was in here, that because the blue knight is so close to the elevator, they usually just end up walking into the elevator and you never see the other enemy there. So we didn't get a confirmation that it was the blue knight, but we did get the confirmation finally as he looped back around. Yeah, what are the odds? Just the enemy set, and there's just fast bubbles in all these rooms, and the thing is, they're double bubbles as well, which is, I don't actually know. It's a very nice spell cast. I always suspect that the double bubble is kind of born out of GP has like a giant bubble. Like it's got the King Bot, it's also got a giant bubble. But if you actually attack the giant bubble enough times, you break it into two bubbles. And they're fast bubbles. And so I almost wonder if the fast bubble, the double fast bubble spawn was ever meant to be a giant bubble, but somehow just spawned itself as two fast bubbles. Like, like there's some mistake in the spawn or something like that.
Finally, T-Bird is down for Alan.
Yeah, he needs this. How many lives does he have in reserve here? I don't know the answer to that one. He's probably got maybe 2 at most. He has no idea what's back here, though, so this is going to be... He's probably not going to be able to make this dig the first time through. And if he's got upstab, he might just go right here. Oh, Jesus. And he might get sucked into that upstab block. Okay, he's got no lives. Yeah, I try to put myself in the runner's shoes, and I just don't know. I don't know if I could do this faster than they could. I don't know if I wouldn't. I would be in the same mindset though, to where you just keep playing, because you might actually just win this. You just keep playing to see who wins, and it's an immediate forfeit if you lose. Right? There's no reason to keep playing this. But I'm just not sure. I don't know how I would have handled this. It's really hard to say. But this is the room we need to be in for Xarnax.
I think your mindset would just have to be, they haven't done. That means we keep going.
Yeah, yeah. And the palace keeps going. Amazing. This
Perfect jumps just to land just on the edge.
Yeah, this is a community room, and it's so incredible how sometimes you just put certain enemies and they just, oh, it's his last life. No. All right, well, Alan is back beyond Thunderbird's room, so he's going to see what's going on here. He's probably going to want to pull this Bluebird back, as he showed us last time. The Bluebird's able to jump up and touch you at the top of the screen there. He got beamed! I was just going to say, these birds, they just act like they're human. The AI in this game for these birds in GP is insanely good. It's like nonsensical, but it's nonsensical to the way to where a human would react. And it's just like, my God, well, we do get the Thundercast there that kills the Bluebirds.
It does kill Blue, so that might help out just to wipe it out, get it out the way.
Yeah, I don't think, he didn't get the kills, though, because he took the death before the experience. No, Alan. Oh, my God. Such a good race. Such a good race. Such a good seed.
Well, it's a seed you would want for a tournament race.
Yes, and especially, I always say this, the seed that the runners are comfortable with, and this might be a little bit outside the comfort zone of Alan, perhaps, but he's handling it, right? He's handling it. He just did it a little bit slower than Xarnax did, but guess what? He could very well make it to that room and beyond that room faster than Xarnax gets back there. Then again, Xarnax is about to be on his trip there right now. As we're approaching the 100-minute mark here. Are we looking at a sub 2 hour? I think so. I think we're looking at a sub 2 hour. 20 more minutes might be a little bit to ask. Xarnax has made it. He's got to be so close.
I wouldn't put it past it the other way either.
I mean, yeah, that's why I'm asking the question. Do we think we're going to see this sub 2 hour? Yeah, Xarnax definitely the accomplished 1-3-1 runner, but this GP configuration a little bit different than the vanilla GP configuration. Vanilla GP is, in all honesty, pretty empty in terms of enemies, and that's we're not talking about Xarnax anymore, but I'm just like, a lot of new runners to Z2 have problems with GP because it's a whole new enemy set. They act completely differently. It's a whole new set of rooms, and they're like, what am I doing? And you don't know the way through that terrible palace, and it can be confusing. But when you really just get a grasp of vanilla GP, it's actually incredibly simple and incredibly empty compared to anything you could run into in the randomizer here.
Plus, you're going through maybe half the rooms of GP.
Oh yeah,
you're
yeah.
Going through every room of GP right now.
Yeah, I forget how many rooms you go through in vanilla, but it's definitely, it might even be less than half. Okay, Alan has 3 lives. He's going to try to ferry over this, I think. I might not have enough. He might, I don't know. We know it's 31 on Xarnax's side, but that's magic 5.
Yeah, but now he's going back through that loop again.
Oh, no. See, I think he confirmed it before. See, like I was talking about, when you approach this from the right-hand side, as you're just holding left, the Focus read your input. So they start right there on the ledge, right there next to the elevator. And so unless they immediately jump forward toward you, they're probably just going to walk backwards right into the elevator shaft, which is what we would have seen on Xarnax's side as he approached it from right to left. Okay, so this is giving Alan some more hope here that he's going to be able to get. He's just got to find the room, though. I mean, there's a lot of spots he could go. If he finds the room immediately, he's in good shape. But there's a good chance he doesn't. So, and a lot of these rooms just aren't very kind to begin with. So, Alan having less resources, probably going to be taking a few more game overs before he's ready to get to that spot where Xarnax was. Okay, hopefully Xarnax is remembering these rooms here. I mean, look, we've all been in these types of races before where, again, you've lost your sanity, you've lost your sense of direction, you're double backing, you're pretty sure you explored all these other ways, and now you're just you're double backing through these rooms that you think you've been in, you're not sure where it led from. He's seen this left to right? He has seen a lot of this from the other direction. Now he's just heading backwards in these rooms that he's already been in. But it happens. Oh, he is going to head back to this room. It's another way to get there. I don't think that's a faster route.
Didn't seem to be a faster route. But he got back here. That's the main point.
Yeah, maybe he thought it in his mind it was a faster route. Because Alan is about to hit this downstab block, which is going to take him to the elevator he needs to go right on. Oh, dude, that elevator down in the next room is definitely going to be Dark Link. That's what I'm putting my money on. Like, we have seen so much of this palace. There cannot be that much left. If anything, maybe we have another room. One more room, but my money's on this is going to be Dark Link right here. I lost the bet! What? What? Oh, look at this easy room. Easy room. It's like a toddler's crib. Look at this Mew and this bot. Where are the birds?
They're in all the other rooms.
Oh, okay. Oh, no.
He did pick up one up. He still has 2 lives left. We've got to be close to Dark Link sooner or later.
This GP is incredible. And he doesn't have the jump spell, right? So he didn't grab jump out of Nukasudo. He saw Darunia very quickly upon leaving GP looking for upstep. So he didn't go anywhere else. We have no Nukasudo sighting. Nukasudo having the jump spell today would kind of help just get on top of this waffle, drop down, and then you can do a nice big high jump over this thing. And what's about to happen here is Xarnax is going to have to fight this thing. If it rolls any fire backwards, you can dodge it, as he's showing us here. You can dodge it, but it can be a little tricky. Jump would have made this room a whole hell of a lot easier, but this could be our last room here. Oh.
And there we are.
Look at that. Look at that. Pretty simple GP. Sub 2 hours after all. Unless of course Xarnax gets himself killed to Dark Zelda here.
We only have one heart container.
I didn't want to say anything, but GG's to Xarnax. Official race room time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 5 seconds. With what we're going to see here is an immediate DNF, immediate forfeit from Alan after that.
Yep, there's the forfeit. And I know I didn't say much at the end there. I was busy looking at Z2 edit. New Kasuto did not have a heart container.
Okay.
It was a P bag and the magic key in its vanilla spot. I'm trying to find Death Mountain, but once again, I don't think there was another heart container in here.
Xarnax joining us. GG Xarnax.
GG Xarnax.
Thank you very much. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we were also surprised that this was such a jet seed you were able to sub 2 hour it.
I just feel really fortunate that this GP played to my strengths.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to imagine I was about half an hour behind Alan into it.
I think that's accurate. I don't remember our times.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to track times on a zero gem seed because you're probably going to be in and out a few times, and you both were in and out a few times.
Right.
Yeah. I think we're all interested in what happened on Maze Island there. You found the first item, didn't find the second, dipped out, and then proceeded to dig all of the palaces. What was going on there?
Yeah, so every time anybody's watching me and asking, I wonder what he's thinking, the answer is I'm not. Well, almost always. Like, yeah, I just, forgot that I hadn't found the second item on Maze Island. And so, I started digging into palaces because I was like, I can't find the east. I need either the boots or maybe the hammer or the raft to progress. And then I was digging through 6, which was disgusting. And then I looked at my tracker again. I'm like, wait a second. I've got one item that's not in here that I could possibly get. I also got the other huge time. Well, I don't know if it was a time loss. I found a 1-up in 6, and I didn't know if that was the item room or not.
I don't remember. From our perspective, bouncing back and forth between both of you, I don't think me or VT or I ever saw you in an item room, but we could have missed it.
In an item room at all? Or in 6?
No, in an item room in 6.
Okay. Then yeah, it was like in a spot where you'd usually find a key or a pea bag. So I assumed that's what it was. But it had a couple of the special tiles that are the items are usually on. It was like a staircase made out of those, just like 2 and 1 on the right side, with a sky background.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah, sky background there. There's no outside item rooms other than boss-guarded item rooms.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so that was really our main interest there, because otherwise it was simple. Well, all we could do was assume, and we thought there might have been some like 4D chess going on there that was like, okay, I'm gonna, like, you saw the raft tile and you might have been thinking, okay, I'm going to skip out the second item here on Maze Island, although quite risky, and go dig all the palaces, hoping to find the raft ahead of possibly Alan. We just thought maybe that would have been the play, or maybe you forgot.
Yeah, I was just forget. I just forgot. I was glad at least that because that overworld, there were a couple things I missed in the southwest of the Western continent. And when I went back there, I was like, man, if there's just a straight cave to the east, I'm gonna be very upset. But there wasn't that I saw. GG, Alan. That was something.
What was that Psychonaut? Come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Psycho actually ran to the hills. I'm his non-union Welsh equivalent, but he says GG's nonetheless.
Do not apologize for that glorious seed.
Oh man, it was wonderful. That Great Palace was frustrating, but also a lot of fun to puzzle out.
Yeah, from our perspective, VT and I were trying to trace the rooms between Alan being in there very, very early on. Saw the Thunderbird block. Unfortunately, Alan, you had left the West before. You had gotten the hint for the trophy for Thunder, but then left the West before getting it, so you couldn't even attempt Thunderbird at that point. And then you went back to the West and started clearing more stuff out. But we had that information pretty early on that it was going to be a Thunderbird block, but with Thunder being free, we thought it was no big deal, other than the fight itself being potentially a big deal. But we were trying to trace that GP round between VT and I, and once we finally settled upon an upstab block, it's also a jump block. That one room is also a jump block as well. You can get through there with jump. But were you having neither of those? And we're like, oh, he's got to leave and go get upstab or find jump. And
Right.
Alan was back in there already with upstab, and we're thinking, okay, he's just got to get through. He's got to get through Thunderbird. Alan's tried to do Thunderbird for an extended period of time. Alan, you were on attack 3. That was terrible. You almost had it like a few times, dude, but God, it was still kind of far away, like maybe like 3 bars left or something. You came back in there later with upstab, with finding other stuff along the way as well. No hearts for either one of you other than the one, but finally got it down on attack 4. A little too late though, because Xarnax had gotten it. Xarnax, you had like attack 5 or something, right?
I think I finished with attack 4.
Okay.
Yeah, both of them did T-Bird at attack 4.
Okay. Oh, I'm remembering because you took like 7 over attack 5. That's what I remember earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was something. Our Xarnax had a lot of exploration behind T-Bird by the time Ellen. By the time you got T-Bird down, but holy jeez, it was still pretty deep to get to Darklink. So it still would have been. Xarnax took many game overs exploring. While you could have probably god routed this one after T-Bird with 1 heart, that would have been really hard to do. And again, it's like a speedrunner perspective of you're more or less like learning the rooms as you go and figuring out how to get through these rooms so that you're not getting yourself killed and you're not burning too many resources so that you can further extend. Yeah, you can further extend deeper into the balance.
That's what I meant by puzzling my way through it. I love that. I love like when it's important to be conservative and you need to figure out how to handle each room. That's always a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I like that to an extent, but whenever you're beating your head against the wall like 10,000 times, it's like, okay, great.
Yeah. So I don't know if you caught on at the beginning of our discussion. The biggest reason I really enjoyed that was because I knew it was going to give you trouble too, and I didn't find the raft till like an hour in.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think we made it. Go ahead.
I felt very, very behind.
Yeah, I could not find a good grind spot to get experience. There was like nothing. Like the game gave me nothing. Even the drippers were terrible. Well,
that is another huge thing that I loved about this seed. I've been looking for one ever since the flag was added to the randomizer. This, I think, is the first time I've seen where you could grind using the spell.
Yep,
I forgot about that.
Xarnax had a couple of different spots. One was the spell changed enemies to red iron knuckles worth 200 each with 1-hit kills in palaces. But also, you did some grinding on Maze Island. The Lizalfos were dropping a nice amount of experience as well.
Yeah, with Thunder, that was handy too.
Yeah, orange were 150, blues 300, and I think reds were 100, if I remember what Chad had said.
That sounds right.
So there was kind of this two lanes going where Xarnax was getting the experience. Alan, you had a lot of the exploration done. Obviously, you found GP a lot earlier than Xarnax did.
Yeah, I got lucky there with that raft find. Just going down. I was actually going down to see where the palace was there, so I could know where GP was. And then I ran to the raft. I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just go up there, see where this leads. And there's GP. Okay, cool. So that's done. Now I just need to figure out how to do this. I was like at 112 or something like that. I was like, now I just got to figure out how to get levels.
I think your first jump into GP was at 112.
That's insane.
I wanted to see if it was like maybe one of those 2-room GPs, just in case. You never know. I mean, why not? I already had a glove, so why not?
Absolutely worth looking.
Yeah, early on, Alan, you were off of the west pretty early on, and onto Maze Island, and then off to the east. And so when Xarnax just had a few extra levels under his belt, showing us that with 5 magic containers, Fairy was castable at Magic 2. He had Downstab early on. He was through Medicine Cave pretty early on, and then getting the medicine for Shield. So even though Xarnax was way behind in terms of finding that raft, he, even I don't know what it would have looked like had Xarnax actually gotten the raft, and then you would have been to GP with a whole lot less levels, I think, had you not been digging into these palaces for so long.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I would have been interesting to see that side by side there, to see exactly how that would have played out, because you walked in with so many resources. And when Alan, you had to go back to the west at least once. I think you went back twice. You went back once from that point after being in GP, but then once you had the boots and the hammer, you also did the spec rock check as well, which was, I don't think it was anything.
That was a magic container, I believe.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
The magic container is helpful. I'm assuming you never found another heart.
I checked Z2 edit. There are no hearts.
Amazing.
Everything else was P bag. I think the only other item left to open was the magic key was in its vanilla spot.
Okay. Man. Yeah, I think had I gotten to GP earlier with low levels, I probably would have ended up going back to, I think it was 2, maybe 3. Like the first room in had, I think it was like either a Mew or a bot. And like there were basically like, I knew with one spell cast I could get 1,000 experience in like the first room of one of those palaces. So I probably would have gone back there to grind a little bit if I had gotten there a lot earlier and didn't feel way behind.
Yeah, it was pretty wacky race. I mean, these tend to be 1 heart, 0 gem. It's like, what do you do? I mean, at least you start with the glove, but I guess with as much exploration as everyone did, you would have eventually found that glove.
Right. But man, those first like 3 or 4 rooms of GP were just mean.
Yeah, we made a comment of it where Alan was digging through it earlier, and he was getting down that pattern of like what to do in each room to conserve resources. But that emoji room was, it was just like, you know, it was so random with the birds, and you had to, neither one of you had jump at any point throughout this entire seed. It was in New Kasuto, what we determined, but yeah, we never saw New Kasuto sighting at all on either one of your sides. But
wow.
Yeah, just having to cut through the bottom of that emoji and risk having the blue bird drop down to the floor and then having to deal with the second orange bird. You got lucky that second emoji did not have anything in it. You could just, once you got past the first one, just run and go.
Right. Yeah, that would have been a totally different room.
But there was definitely a lot of traffic in this one, a lot of bluebird, a lot of birds in general with the low resources. Alan, I think you were still getting 1 shot off the beams without shield, but Xarnax, you could absorb at least, I think you could absorb 2 beams on I could be wrong on that though. Life 7 was doing a lot of work, and
yeah, it was
really nice.
The other thing I thought about leaving for was the cross. There were some terribly placed what are they? MOAs. That took several deaths to those without even knowing they were there.
Yeah, Alan did eventually find the cross, but he did experience in that second room, that fun room with the king bot from the ceiling, he took a death or 2, getting bopped into the lava right there on the jump. Of course, when you don't see them, they're right in your face, but when you have the cross, they'll be flying in the ceiling and through the floor and things that won't even bother you.
Right.
But I'm speechless beyond this point. I'm not really sure there's anything else to say other than you guys did a lot of clearing. It was a long seed. VT, anything else that we missed?
Not that I can think of. I think at one point I was praying for y'all to get at least 1 heart container.
Yeah, I'm just exhausted, and I still got a Z1R tonight. So
I've got 1 in 3 hours.
Oh, jeez. Well, good luck to you there. I've got Fry Teeth's second game. So.
Oh, okay. Who won the first one? Well, I don't know.
Come on. He is on a different level than I am. You know it. Yeah, he clobbered me.
Fair enough. It's random %, you know. You might get lucky.
Well, we got 0 HP enemies on tonight, so it's fine.
Oh, nice.
So I don't have to worry about the combat, thank God.
Well, what time are those races at?
Mine's at 5 p.m. Eastern,
I'm at 8. Yeah, 8 p.m.
So you could
Going
follow
against
those races
Potato Pony.
and
That's
cheer
right.
on your Z2R compadres.
Yeah, that's going to be it, I think, from us, though. Well,
Yeah,
Alan, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was looking at their schedule so far. I have a to be determined if I get a restream or not. Xarnax will be on Speed Gaming 2 if anyone wants to check that out.
Oh, cool. Thanks. And thanks, VT, Mariah, everyone behind the scenes, especially Mariah. I thought you were gonna be at the dentist.
I came in
glad I was
6 minutes before start. I got home.
nice.
So
And
Nice.
thank you
Yeah, I
for
was
showing up.
surprised and happy to see you in the voice channel after I finished.
Yeah, Mariah basically speed ran getting in here in time for calling comp, so GG's to him for that. Oh boy. All right, anyone got any final comments before we close out?
I'm good.
I need a nap.
You know what? Me too. And I was only restreaming the race. Anyway, GG's to both our runners for getting through whatever that was, both to Xarnax and to Deanna and Heffley. Make sure you go give them a follow. All the information is there in the chat there. Thank you to Mariah and to VT Slacker for the excellent commentary, and to Patrick for tracking. Be sure to give him a follow, all of them even a follow as well. Next matchup we have in the Z2R Max Rando tournament is a double header. We have got Patrick versus Dr. J PhD and Homewrecker versus Paratrooper. That is taking place tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern, right here on CSR. And following that, we have another winners bracket round 1 matchup between Jay Coper and Ellendar, also happening on CSR. So a lot of Z2R action happening tomorrow. Hope you're looking forward to that. Coming up later here on CSR, we have got the Wing Clash Any Percent Tournament winners bracket semifinals between KitKat and Romano. That is happening at about 4 o'clock Eastern. All the information for that and all the other matches we got going on is on the schedule, so be sure to go and check all that out. For the moment, though, we're just going to sign off and send you all on your merry way. So hope you all have a fantastic evening. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Psychonaut, and have a fantastic rest of your time zone. Bye bye now.